I'm Charlie from Organic English. If I were you, I would watch this video to the end, because today we're talking about the second conditional. Hi, I'm Charlie. Welcome to Organic English. I'm here to help you become more fluent in English. This video is all about the second conditional. We'll be looking at how to form it, why we use it, and when to use it. There'll also be a handy pronunciation tip. Take a look in the description below. I'll also put a link to a short quiz that'll help you practice a little bit more and check your understanding. There'll also be a link to a transcript. Download that for free. Use it to help you follow along with this lesson. We mainly use the second conditional to talk about things in the present or the future that are probably not going to be true. So those are things that are hypothetical, unlikely, or impossible. The difference between the second and the first conditional is that with the first conditional, we're talking about things that are possible, things that could really happen. I have another video about the first conditional, and I'll put a link to it somewhere up here. Okay, here's an example of the second conditional. If I won the lottery, I would buy a big boat. If I won the lottery, I would buy a big boat. It's very unlikely that I would win the lottery. I don't even buy tickets. So this is the second conditional, and it's made up of two parts. The first part starts with if, plus a subject, and the verb in the past simple. It describes an unlikely or an imaginary situation. If I won the lottery. The second part of the sentence contains the word would or wouldn't if it's negative, plus the verb in the infinitive without to. I would buy a big boat. Now we can change the order of the two parts and the meaning would stay the same. I would buy a big boat if I won the lottery. I would buy a big boat if I won the lottery. Now notice we don't need a comma to separate the two parts of the sentence in this situation. Here are a few more examples. If England won the World Cup, Jack would be very happy. If England won the World Cup, Jack would be very happy. That's probably not going to happen, right? If I had his number, I would call him. If I had his number, I would call him. I don't have his number, so it's impossible to call him. Maria would have a better job if she spoke more English. Maria would have a better job if she spoke more English. It's unlikely she's going to improve her English. If I were you, I'd study more for the test. If I were you, I'd study more for the test. I'm not you, so it's an impossible situation. So in that last example, we started the sentence with if I were you. If I were you. We use this when we are giving advice. If I were you, I'd study more for the test. Good advice. You're probably thinking, if I were you? Shouldn't it be if I was you? In this case, we're using the subjunctive mood to talk about a hypothetical situation. So if I were you is correct. So here's that pronunciation point that I mentioned. In the second conditional, we're using quite a lot of contractions, and they can be a little bit difficult to hear. In the last example, I said, if I were you, I'd study more for the test. Two words, I would, became I'd. I'd. So would is reduced to the short d. I'd buy a big boat if I won the lottery. Good job. Well done. So, to recap, we use the second conditional to talk about imaginary situations and their results. We form it with if plus the past simple in the first part of the sentence, and would plus the infinitive without to in the second part. Now go check in the description below. There'll be a link to a short quiz. You can use that to practice a bit more and check your understanding. There'll also be a link to a transcript. You can download that to help you follow along with this lesson. Don't forget to go to organicenglish.club, where you'll find plenty of other material to help you become more fluent in English. Please also subscribe to my newsletter. Subscribers will get cheat sheets, mini lessons, and video updates direct to their inbox. Thank you very much for watching. Now go out and practice your English.